Hello and welcome to Bill's Boathouse Bunker, March 31st, 2026. All right, this is the first game in Bill's Boathouse Bunker officially um, that I am retired. So I have to do a lot of yard work the next couple of days. Lisa's resting, sleeping. This game, I hope you enjoy it. We're just going to get playing. We're using a bit of the men who would be kings for rules. And it's a 24-foot table, but the last 2 feet I have for plastic tubs, 54 millimeter. We're using Zulus from MPC, a call to arms in Conte. So the Battle of Isandlwana, the left flank. We have the left horn, the main body, and then of course um, our right horn here. Okay, now I've already done a couple videos on the setup, and it pretty much has stayed the same. So we have our 6 companies of 16 figures each. We have some Natal native contingent. We have our 2 artillery pieces there on the knoll. Colonel Dunford's way on the right flank, along with the rocket battery. Well, I'm going to go ahead and move everyone. And our rules are really simple. Okay, the rules are very simple. The men would be kings. You'll see our British infantry 9 inches, 15 cavalry. Zulus are 12. They get a bonus D6 plus 2 of charging. Our Martini Henrys a range of 36 inches. We have spears and muskets for our Zulus, by the way. And that's about it for firing. And that test rally, there's our morale numbers. You got to roll 2d6 and higher or you retreat. And there's the melee numbers. Zulus 3 through 6 if they charge. D6, rolling 1d6 per figure. All right, I'm going to pause the camera and we'll get playing. And thank you for watching. Hey, I forgot to mention my plug for Bill Molyneux Games, BMG Games, printed by Blue Panther Printing. Just go bluepantherprintingllc.com. And I have my new Newmarket, Virginia game coming out this next week. And we have Bentonville, Gloucester, War of 1812. Just wonderful games for a very inexpensive price for the amount of games you get in a box. All right, let's start our game. Okay, everyone, welcome back. We completed turn 1 of movement. So the Zulus move first, and this is where we're at. And our British moved, but we didn't have them move much. So I'll take you along the line. All right. Our Boers moved in behind one of the companies. They're going to fire over the heads of the British. Our Armstrongs are getting ready to fire. I'm going to be doing firing next. Then I'll come back to you and show you the casualties. And then down here on this flank, Colonel Dunford's going to try to get the left horn chopped up a little, see if he can outflank it. All right. So I'm going to roll some dice. I'll probably place some cotton on some units. And stay tuned for more action here at Bill's Boathouse Bunker. Battle of Isandlwana in 54 millimeter scale. Well, welcome back, everyone. Took me a while. Colonel Handsome said playing this alone would be forever. And you know what, Kevin? You were right. Okay, so moving all the figures, rolling all the dice, individual dice for figures. Yes, it's taken me a while. So this is turn 1. All the firing is done. So I'll go right to left. Our Zulus lost a base here. They got pasted there. They lost 9 figures. The white poker chips mean I have to do morale checks here at the end of the turn, which is right now. And then at the far end, the British are firing like mad. And the Zulus have musket spears, 1 die per base with a 6, and show you that. So our Zulus with spears and trade muskets actually scored 2 hits on the Natal native contingent. And then down here, I'll show you the Colonel Pauline lost one of his troopers to a spear. All right, I'm going to resolve these morale checks. I'm going to resolve a morale check for the TV world and YouTube. Appreciate all you watching, and Ronald McDonald and Bruce in New Jersey, everyone, Sheriff John. So I have to turn the page over. My Zulus have a 7 or higher, and they're fine. Okay. I lost a base, so I got to 8 or better, so they fail. And now on an odd, they fall back 12, and even they just stay where they're at. Even they stay where they're at. Next turn, they are where they're at and pinned. Okay, and I'll go ahead and roll for. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the morale checks now. I also have to put a pin marker on there. So for some reason, I didn't put out blue poker chips for pins. Okay, for turn 2 or end of turn 1 here, blue poker chips, and so we got a white and a blue. That means they failed and they're pinned next turn. You have to roll at the end. They failed. They're pinned. Okay, this unit here. Hey, oh my God, rolled snake eyes. Okay, pinned. They're fine. Not pinned. Coming down the line, they're pinned. And no, I forgot to roll odd for that one. And it's even. They're pinned. All right, let's see here. They're fine. Pass their morale. Pass their morale. Now they're a 7, 8, 9. And they rolled a 7. And let's see if odd. Okay, they fall back 12. Let me measure that out. Okay. So, I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't. Okay. So that unit failed, and they're not just pinned, they had to fall back. All right, now way over here on the right flank, they need to roll an 8 or better, and we rolled a 7, and it's odd, so they're going to fall back 12 inches. And by the way, I have tape measures, and I have dice and rule sheets and everything everywhere around this table. As many of you that have watched my channel know, I would leave everything at one end or the other. All right, so our morale checks are done for the Zulus. And I got a blue marker there. I'm going to pause this and resolve the British. Okay, everyone. We're going to see what happens to the Natal Native contingent. They have terrible morale. Flip my page over. I think they're like a 9. An 8, 2. They got to roll 10 or better. They rolled an 8. And the Natal Native contingent, they don't get pinned. They automatically rout when they fail. So they're moving 12 inches back. Hold on, everyone. All right, so we have a hole opening there. Not good. And under 12 inches, my British get to fire twice if they don't move. But they have to be at close range for volley fire. We have one more morale check further down. Okay. All morale checks are done. Reach across the camera. So, by the way, my next war game, my board game of Battle of Newmarket, Virginia, that's coming out this next week. And my next game is Flames Across the Valley, or Valley on Flames. It's going to be about the 1780 Johnson raid through Schoharie, New York, the old stone fort, made into a movie by John Ford with Henry Fonda. All right. Well, let's go to turn 2. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Very enjoyable game so far. But Kevin, Colonel Handsome, you were right. It's taken me over an hour just to get here to this part of turn 2. So you can see the Zulus have made contact there. Those British will get to fire twice. So won't them. So British units that are under 12 inches with a leader, they get to volley fire twice. All right, let's go down the line a little bit. This was a big decision here. I had a Zulu unit back here, and I had a choice of sending it forward and sort of hitting that rocket battery. I couldn't get to the rocket battery. I would have been about 6 inches shy. Or I could hit the flank of this British regiment or company, which I did, and it's also being hit by the front. So that's when the NNC, they're in a rout there. Over here, some of the Zulus did not make the charge roll, so they did not get enough movement to advance. There they did. Both units were going in. And as you can see down the line, they're, I don't know, the British down here, it's a little weird down here. I decided to bring Colonel Dunford and his troopers back to try to secure the flank. And the Zulus on this flank are pinned. They're not moving until the next morale check phase at the end of this turn. So very stagnant on this side of the table. And the rocket battery has done nothing. It gets 4 dice and needs 6s to hit. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and roll combat here. And Kevin, I don't know. It's 2-3 hours at least just to get through a couple turns here. Enjoyable, but you can't complete this in a night by yourself. I forgot to mention Goober the Traveling Bear is here, and he's wearing his Maryland Veterans shirt he got. He supports our Maryland Veterans Museum at La Plata, Newburgh, Maryland. And we'll be there April 26th for their big festival to help support our veterans. Well, got morale checks done, did all the firing, did the melee, and believe it or not, I'm exhausted. There's no way I can play all 10 turns. It'll be midnight. So I hope you're enjoying the video. This is where we're at right now. So the entire flank here of the British is collapsing. Let's get a little closer in. Okay, so the melees, musket firing, the Zulus took a real pounding in some areas with the double firing of volleys. But the flank attack, they're driving British, that company's down to less than half, and they are running. This company is here, is trying to hold. It's lost some men. And then our Boers have fallen back. They took a couple hits. We have lost no British leaders. Our Armstrong guns, they're going to be firing point blank, depending if the British move first, I'm going to pull the guns out of there. If the Zulus move first, they're going to roll up that gun probably. Okay, now further down the line, really neat. This British line is just blazing away, holding out, no casualties, nothing from assegais being thrown or Ikawas, doing really well. But then, let follow me further down the track. All right, everyone, this is where we had an issue. The British line did not roll well. The Zulus, I did knock out an entire impi, 16 Zulus, but the second wave came through and just wiped me out, and my British did not roll, only a couple hits. And here this line is doing well because the Zulus could not make it to engage in hand-to-hand combat, so they're holding out well. Here the rocket battery is blazing away, and believe it or not, they have yet to score a hit. 4 dice with a 6. They need a 6 with 4 dice, and they've not rolled one yet. All right, Colonel Dunford has pulled back. That Zulu unit back there, it is still pinned. It cannot seem to get unpinned. I don't know why. And I'm happy with the cavalry holding the flank at this point. All right. Turn 4, we get, the Zulus get 4 regiments on this road coming in from behind Isandlwana. Unfortunately, we're only on turn 3. It'll be soon. I think Colonel Pauline will give the orders to save the colors. We'll tell Ronald McDonald from England, one of my viewers who follows the channel a lot. We'll have him try to save the colors. All right, everyone. It's very enjoyable here, my first day of retirement. Again, this video is helping to raise money for the Blue and the Gray Education Society for Revolutionary War battlefield signs. Hello, Bill Molyneux here. This is pretty much the end of turn 3. Well, let me show you what's going on. And I'll tell you, it's really been a fun game, but it's a lot of work moving all these figures. I got to find some more gamers in Matthews, Virginia. All right, let's go down the line, everyone. Okay, this line is holding a bit. This is where we're at. I have not resolved all the combat, okay, at turn 3. Okay, these are where we're at. Got to roll melees. The Armstrong guns are probably going to get wiped out. The Boers are engaged in hand-to-hand combat. I put the British, a couple of the companies into square. That gives them a +1 in melee. All right. And as we go along the rest of the table here, well, there's Colonel Pauline down there with the bugler. And we're trying to get the colors saved, but I'm having a problem. Ronald McDonald's that bugler. He's a fun fellow that watches this channel a lot. He's got to get that. He's got to roll. We got to roll initiative for the British next turn and get that figure to the flag and get off the table. All right, here's another company that went to square. And then all of these Zulus are about ready to roll over the NNC. They only get to roll 1 die per base for a 6 to cause a casualty. They're sort of semi-useless. And then in hand-to-hand combat, 5 or 6. So, and Colonel Pauline is trying to hold off this really far flank. And believe it or not, that unit there is still pinned, and it's been that way from the very beginning of the game. Okay, I'm going to run along this side of the table, see what y'all think. So tomorrow, Wednesday, I'm going to be doing yard work, and then I'll come in and try to get through the end of turn 3 here, the final melees, and then I'll start turn 4, 5, and 6. And don't forget the Zulus, the 4 units that come in the back, sweeping behind, will hit there. So the Zulus have taken a ton of casualties, by the way. All right, so we'll pause here for a moment. Okay, everybody. I've gone over 3 hours. It's after 5. I started at 1:45. Been over 3 hours. Believe it or not, I'm getting tired. Moving all these figures, I gotta say thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to support my board games, but thank you just for watching this channel. Now, I'm going to lose my free gas and tolls for Goober the Traveling Bear videos tonight. So we're going to have to use a little of our YouTube money to help pay for gasoline when we go to these battlefields and make these history videos. It's just the way it is. And with gasoline at $4 a gallon, I need a little bit of help at times. So I need you to watch extra videos for me to help me generate money, and also to send money to historic sites. And today we were at the Yorktown Gallery in Yorktown, Virginia, and Goober was there. They sell my board games there. Miss Sharon has a wonderful Yorktown Gallery. Is at the top of the hill, big building, wonderful museum, wonderful gift shop. I hope you like this. Leave your comments. By the way, I hope to finish this week, and then we have to come up with a new game. Maybe you want me to run something, let me know. All right. It's great being retired. I don't have to worry about driving back to Baltimore. All right, to the Chuckleheads, in a few weeks we'll be getting together. And like always, stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and be true to your school, as Kevin would say. And I appreciate all of you that help me with this channel. Bye-bye.